Just when she starts singing.
It's the remix. It's the remix.
Well, the song Hatikvah was written in the late 1800s by Shmuel Cohen and music by Naftali Hertz-Imber. And it was a poem originally that became the national anthem of Israel in 1948. A poem of many stanzas, but only two made the anthem because those two portrayed the hope of all Jews all over the world to be able to return home. And the lyrics are, as long as in the heart within, the Jewish soul yearns, and onward to the ends of the east, the eye gazes toward Zion. Our hope is not yet lost, to be a free people in our land, the land of Zion and Jerusalem. This portrays the hope of every Jew around the world, and I think I can speak for most Jews in the diaspora that no matter where we were born, how good or bad that experience was, Israel is our country. And I know for myself, I grew up learning and singing the words of Hatikvah in the synagogue in Hebrew school. And it was alongside learning the Shema and the Amidah, even though it is not part of the liturgy. It is in a way a spiritual song for us because it's speaking of a promise that God made to us over thousands of years. That even though most of us ended up in exile, that He would bring us back. He Himself would bring us home. And this is what the song is about, the return of our people to the land. And this is one of the things I love when I go to Israel, that I experience, even though in this day, in this hour, in this season, in the middle of this horrible war, a lot of people are complaining about us and shouting lots of unfortunate things. Israel is not a white country. Israel is a country made up of every single color. Israel is God's rainbow. I have friends that have returned from the four corners of the earth just like God promised. I have friends in Israel from Ethiopia. They've returned from Iraq, from India, from South Africa, from Brazil, from Mexico, from all over the world. It is not a European nation. Some of us have returned from there because of the persecution, but Israel is God's rainbow, and that's what's so beautiful about it. And when I started the process of putting together this album, I knew, even though my background is cantorial, I wanted at least a few songs about Israel on the album, and I knew Hatikvah had to be one of those. I have guarded this song in my heart and my lips since childhood. And for me, it is in a way a spiritual song, and so I wanted it on there, especially after God gave me these unusual words just out of nowhere 15 years ago. So on Erev Rosh Hashanah of 2021, I was praying to God, as we do, and I felt God speaking to me in my heart like a sixth sense or an otherworldly language. It wasn't audible, but I knew what He was saying to me. For many, many years, I had wanted to do my own project, to do these beautiful songs of this cantorial era, this golden era. And I'd worked on many projects with many other people, but this was really my passion, and I felt God saying to me, it's time. And He told me exactly who He wanted me to reach out to about the album. And I met this friend of mine, not Jewish, but loves Israel and the Jewish people. And I met him during the days of awe, and he was immediately in on the project. And so we started arranging, and I gave him the words to Hatikvah that God had given to me. I felt for some reason like they really needed to be a part of it. And we arranged for 2 years. It was a long process. We went into the studio in April and May of 2023, 6 months before October 7th. During fall of October 7th, 2023, we were in the editing process, and when it happened, when I came back from the initial reeling of hearing and seeing the videos, the horror of what happened, I knew Hatikvah had to be the first song that came out. Because the words that God had given me so many years earlier weren't just about our hope. They were about Him fulfilling His promise to bring hope, to bring Himself, to bring wholeness and healing. And He knew I would not have been ready with this song. I would not have been ready to go right out and record this video if God had not given me those words 15 years ago, years, over a decade before October 7th. He knew His people would need their hope renewed. And that is what sparked this video, the first video to come out. The album will come out in a couple months, but Hatikvah, Tikvatenu, is what our people need right now. And that's what started this journey. And it has been a very relational journey. It has not been about accomplishment or forcing something to happen. It has been entirely led by God. And I hope those watching this video can believe that, because that has absolutely been my experience. I have not made anything happen. I have not had to pursue anything or anyone. Everyone involved in the entire project, from the initial meeting with my friend Charlie during the Days of Awe, all the way till now, every single person in the orchestra, in the sound booth, in the choir, in the videos, everything, God led me to people, and we had those kesher connections. And that is my favorite thing about serving God, is being able to bring kesher connection. And He has done that with me through that process. And even in going to Israel and filming, everyone that I met was a result of another friendship. Everyone who's in the video, everywhere we went, even to film, was a result of a relationship I already had. Knowing where to film in Kibbutz Le'im, where those horrible scenes of burnt out buildings and broken glass that you can see in the second verse of the video, I only knew about those because of relationships. And being taken there by people I had relationships with.